Hello and welcome. I am the Relaxation Queen and I'm here to tell you a bedtime story. Tonight's story is entitled The Market Beyond Time. It's definitely an unpredictable mind bender, so I hope you're ready. To all my new subscribers, I really appreciate you and thank you so much for your support. For more stories, if you have any interest or any suggestions, please leave a comment. All right, so now sit back, relax, and enjoy. Evelyn Winters was an ordinary young woman, fond of simple pleasures. The mornings were for one thing: the local market. The air was always filled with the scent of fresh bread, ripe fruit, and the constant hum of conversation from vendors and shoppers alike. Today, though, the air felt different, crisp, but not just an autumn chill. Something in the atmosphere made the hairs on the back of her neck prickle. Evelyn wandered down the familiar cobblestone streets towards the market, the sky above just beginning to transition into a dull gray. As she approached, she noticed something unusual. The market looked the same, yet the people moving through it seemed off. They wore old-fashioned clothing, more suited to the turn of the century than modern day, and they moved with a dreamlike slowness. She paused, peering around. The market's familiar stalls were all in place. The florist with her roses, the baker with his loaves, the elderly man selling clocks. But the clocks were strange too. They were all ticking in perfect synchrony, yet none of them showed the same time. Some pointed to hours long past, others to hours yet to come. Curiosity getting the better of her, Evelyn ventured deeper into the market. She approached a stall where an old woman sold what appeared to be vintage jewelry. The woman looked up and smiled, her eyes glittering with an ancient wisdom. "You are new here, aren't you?" the woman asked, her voice lifting like a soft melody. "I come here every week," Evelyn replied, glancing around at unfamiliar faces. "But I've never seen these vendors before." "That's because you're not in the market you think you are," the old woman said, chuckling under her breath. She lifted a pendant, a delicate piece of silver, tarnished but beautiful. "This market, dear, is for those who wander between times." Evelyn frowned, her heart thudding a little harder in her chest. "Between times," she said. "You see, some come to the market and never leave," the woman explained. "They lose track of where they are or when they are. This place exists outside of your time, outside of your world." Evelyn tried to pull away, but her feet felt heavy, as if they had grown roots into the cobblestones. "That's ridiculous," she stammered. "I'm just here to pick up some bread." The woman smiled kindly. "Everyone starts here that way. But time is different here. How long have you been walking these streets? Has it been minutes or hours? Days, perhaps? Evelyn's pulse quickened as she looked around in a panic. The sun had dimmed, but the market was still bustling as if caught in a loop. She glanced at her watch. It had stopped. But had she not noticed? The other shoppers seemed oblivious, caught in their routines, exchanging coins and goods but never leaving. She turned to run, but the old woman's voice echoed behind her. "Be careful, dear. Once you've entered the market, time has no intention on letting you go." Evelyn dashed through the stalls, her breath coming in ragged gasps. The market seemed to stretch on endlessly, no longer confined to its usual boundaries. The cobblestones twisted and turned, leading her in circles. She saw the same vendors again and again and again, the same customers. Their faces were frozen in a loop, as if they were ghosts of the past. At last, she stumbled upon the clockmaker's stall. The old man behind the counter looked up from his intricate work. His face was lined with deep grooves, yet his eyes were alert and aware. "You're looking for a way out, I see," he said quietly. "Yes, please, I just want to go home." The clockmaker nodded slowly. The market doesn't easily let go of those who wander too far into its depths, but there's always a way. He reached beneath the counter and pulled out a small, delicate pocket watch, its face slightly cracked, yet still ticking. "This," he said, placing it in her hand, "will guide you, but be warned. It's a race against time. If you don't leave before the final tick, you'll be trapped here forever." Evelyn didn't ask questions. She clutched the watch tightly and ran. The ticking grew louder and louder in her ears as she weaved through the stalls, the streets twisting and folding on themselves. Her surroundings blurred as the sound of the ticking grew more insistent, louder, faster. She could see the entrance. With one final push, she leaped through the archway just as the last tick rang out, echoing in her mind like a death knell. She stumbled onto the street outside, gasping for air. The market behind her was silent still. The sun was back, shining brightly as if nothing had happened. People walked by her without a second glance, going about their day. But Evelyn knew. She glanced at the watch in her hand, now silent and still. The market had let her go this time, but it was always there waiting, just on the other side of time. And Evelyn couldn't shake the feeling that one day she'd wander back again. For you see, some markets aren't just a place for commerce. Some markets deal in time itself, and once you've made your purchase, the price may be more than you bargained for. The end. Well, that's the end of our bedtime story tonight. I hope you enjoyed it just as much as I did telling the story. To my family, the Relaxation Nation, thank you once again. If you're new here, please subscribe, like, and comment. And I will see you on the next story. Thank you.